Hey guys.
Hello.
Back. Sarah's
Hello.
here.
I am here.
Yay!
I'm happy. Are you guys happy?
Very.
I thought it was fucking awesome. Thank
Oh my
God.
God, it was so much fun.
Thank God that didn't suck.
Let's. I'm really grateful that it's got like it's in the 80s in Metacritic too. Like people are responding well to it.
Yeah.
And I looked up the basic box office stats.
Oh, it's breaking all the records.
No, it broke records for opening day for an R-rated movie.
Yeah, I read that. It's already grossed $300 million worldwide in its opening weekend and $150 million domestically in the U.S. Yeah.
It beat Man of Steel in opening weekend.
Well, because here's a very, very important thing about that. Because I'm sure you both remember leading up to this movie all the shit about trying to make it PG-13.
Yep.
Yes.
And the uproar that came from that, and they said, "Oh, it's not marketable." This is just that's
proof
Deadpool swapping his dick on the table and saying, "Give me my sequel, bitch.
Yes.
Give me more budget. Give me more characters. Give me more blood."
Well, even then, just the way they went about the marketing for this thing was fucking brilliant.
It's genius.
Like
the romantic banner for the Valentine's Day
The
thing.
Nicholas Sparks posters.
Yes.
The one I love the most, though, it's like an Instagram from Ryan Reynolds. Just showed a picture of that billboard that just had the skull and the
the skull and
the L, and it says, "I bet the Fox Martin guys wouldn't have the balls to put this up there. I owe them $20." Something like that.
I actually saw Ryan Reynolds in an online interview saying about how the marketing became part of the movie.
Yeah.
So
in very Deadpoolish fashion. I mean,
very, yes.
I guess
it was very effective too.
I mean, I guess before you talk, we kind of talk about our own opinions of the character itself, because I'm a huge fan.
Yeah.
I'm more a fan of the more '90s stuff though, like the Joe Kelly run. I thought was the best run the character ever had.
Yeah.
More than I kind of feel like he's kind of become a walking internet meme nowadays.
Well, I feel I'm gonna full disclosure, I do not have a lot of familiarity with Deadpool comics.
Yeah. Likewise.
I did recently get turned towards a really interesting contrast. I got turned on to Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe.
Oh yeah,
which I hated. And then from there I got a link to the first I binged the first 12 issues of Deadpool.
Oh, like the old stuff?
Yeah, the original shit.
Yeah, that's good stuff right there.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about.
When I saw that, the original Deadpool comics, that first 12, that was what I perceived the character to be.
Yeah.
You know, kind of goofy, just fuck the shit up out of a lot of bad guys and all this stuff. But the Deadpool Kills the Marvel comic universe was really just dark and disturbing and weird, and it was played apparently some people think it's actually fun, but when I read it all, I'm just thoroughly disturbed by all these people just going, "Why are you doing this to us? We love you," and then he kills them and in front of their loved ones. It's just that's the thing where I feel like different authors have different takes on the character, and there are different versions of it that different people like.
Well, the Joe Kelly one, which you can tell us when he takes the most influence from, because that's the same characters. It has Weasel, it has Blind Owl, it has all the characters that are in that run. Even Ajax, what came from the villain in this movie, came from that story run. The character, it is very goofy, it is very comedic. All this stuff.
We got to talk about Ajax.
Yes. Spoiler alert, Francis.
But anyway, let me finish that thought though before I lose it. That kind of stuff, there's always the goofy side of it. There's also a very dark side to the character.
There's a very dark side of the character, but when he gets serious, it shows a genuinely human side underneath.
Absolutely. My son price for that Joe Kelly run, I remember the very human moments he has. Yeah. On top of the goofiness. And even then, there's some parts in the comic book that are insanely fucked up.
No, I know. The one thing about it is when in the first comics is I forget, they kill someone unnecessarily, and he's pissed off at them and he calls them amateurs. And he kills them. They're mercenaries who took out someone who they didn't need to take out. And you could tell that he's just upset about the fact that innocents died. Yeah. And he does have a fucked up moral compass underneath everything that's going on.
At least Deadpool collector. Are these for the 90 run? 90
I'm just talking the one that starts with the was it the Skrull? The Skrull?
Skrull?
The green dudes.
Yeah, Skrulls, yeah.
Yeah, the Skrulls. When they come down to the stadium, and he's in that weird mascot that they have?
Yeah. I think it might be newer stuff. I'll have to lay you some mind.
I don't know. It might have been a reboot. I have no idea. But it was just something I was pointed towards. But I'll be happy to borrow some. But like, it's just the tone of it was. It was goofy, but still had that human side underneath.
Yeah,
yes.
I like that.
I mean, this movie just so nails this character perfectly.
To quote my friend Brian, who saw it with me on Valentine's Day, which was my second time seeing it, it's entertaining as fuck.
Yeah, it is insanely entertaining, but like it nails all the most important parts of the character down to a T. Like it feels like this feels like a love letter to the character in a lot of ways.
Yes.
I mean,
there's definitely a lot of fan service.
I mean, it's a lot of fan service. There's even like a great reference to Bob, which I.
Wait, Bob?
Bob is a henchman.
Jacksonville.
Yeah, but I mean, like
he's an actual character. It's actually Bob the Hydra agent in the comic books.
Oh, okay.
And he's like a sidekick that always gets him in trouble. It's actually a great little page where, like, for some reason, Bob and Deadpool are traveling back in time to World War II, where Captain America is. Okay. And then Bob, for some reason, starts going, "Hail Hydra!" right in front of Captain America. And he starts going like, "What is he saying?" And Deadpool's like, "No, it's just like a tick or something. Don't worry."
Oh God. No, but I love the little touches that, like, the fourth wall shit was done so well.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Down to the thing where, man, when he reaches onto his table and it has that the little action figure of Weapon X from
X-Men Origins.
Yeah, and like, oh man, they actually got that. And of course, constant references to the Green Lantern character and how he doesn't want to be, but like
those opening credits.
Yeah,
Yes.
our opening credits were great.
I loved the opening credits the first time I saw this on Friday. The opening credits had me almost falling out of my seat.
Yeah, because like for the first couple of things that went past, I'm like, all right, they're credits, and then I read one, I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I had that exact same thing. I was like, wait, what the fuck? Yeah. And like everyone's like, some CGI character,
and they include the sexiest man alive People magazine cover that he was actually on.
Yes.
As well as the Hugh Jackman sexiest man alive cover when he's talking about like jerking off to fucking Wolverine all the time. Like it's so. Oh man,
so good.
It's so good.
So good.
It's so good.
I mean, like, the movie's not perfect, but again, what makes this movie so entertaining for me, and honestly why I like it better than like Guardians of the Galaxy, is because this Ryan Reynolds and the way the character is portrayed is done so beyond perfectly that I can forgive some of the more mediocre portions of the main story.
Yeah.
Because the story's like been there, done that, I've seen the kind of stuff a million times. Villain, kind of the same thing, been there, done that a million times.
I would actually compare it to Ant-Man in that respect.
That's
because I feel like Ant-Man didn't do anything new. Some people had the complaint that it was like a poor man's Iron Man.
Yes.
But the thing about it is that it's so well executed, and the characters are so charming and well acted, and the movie is just constructed so well and fun that you don't. It really does feel like you're. Yeah. Yeah. You know, you're. For some reason, you still feel like you're watching something new.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, like
so
that's because of the characters. That's because of the acting.
Yeah, and they do well. And I feel like Deadpool has a similar thing in the sense that while it does have certain scenes that do have a bigger budget and more special effects, it is relative to normal Marvel movies a low budget film.
Yeah, it's
if you look at the like the complexity and the number of characters they bring in, the jab he makes about like it's almost like the studio couldn't afford more than one X-Men.
Like, two X-Men.
Just the jabs left and right at their own budget and all that stuff. And flat out from the beginning, how violent it was.
Yes.
How violent, they didn't cut it back.
And
but
it's so good. It's so clean.
Certain points in the movie, you can tell they cut away from certain things, and I'm just waiting for the unrated cut because that's interesting.
The action is beautifully choreographed.
Oh yeah, the fight scenes are fantastic.
Oh,
and fuck yeah, Colossus!
Colossus finally gets his due,
dude. Ever since I was a kid, I've fucking loved Colossus, and the fact that he actually is in the movie was something I was excited about. But that fight. Oh, that fight! He gets a really good fight in. Okay,
it's such a classy man. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, lady, your boobs hanging out.
That's so sweet of you.
It's very beautiful.
Yeah. Anyway. I guess they're recruiting her into the X-Men. But let's talk about. Okay.
Oh, Francis!
Yeah, let's talk about Francis. But here's the thing. I'm gonna me and Michael have a special thing about this character.
Okay.
Because...
Transporter.
Yeah. He is the main character from Transporter Refueled. And I have never seen someone deliver their good guy and their bad guy so identically. It is the same fucking character, and it's delivered just as poorly. And it's funny because it feels like Deadpool's making fun of him for the poor delivery, because he just doesn't take him seriously at all, and he's trying to ruffle him all the time. And I just, oh man. Oh,
Ajax is probably one of the weaker parts of the story.
He is, but it's almost intentionally so.
Yeah, I could see, like, the villain's not the focus.
It's not just that the villain isn't the focus, it's almost like he's meant to be, like they said in the opening credits, it's like some British bad guy. Like, he's not meant to be complex, he's just this foil for Deadpool to fucking riff on.
Yeah,
you know?
I agree.
So when it comes to the delivery of it, I'm pretty happy. Honestly, I think the persona is much more fitting of this character than the transporter character.
Oh, absolutely, I agree. Like, I enjoyed it much more in this movie than I do with that. It also leads to some of the funniest moments in the movie. Like, early on...
What was it? Get some nail polish remover, some cobwebs from the corner, and, like, that match, and, like, to like, seal a bullet wound, and it's just the worst.
I forgot about that.
I have not, Michael. I don't forget what you take me to. But anyway.
To be fair, you volunteered for that. Like,
because you were like, Bueller? And I was like, I guess I'll do it. I have a morbid curiosity.
Bullshit. We were going to see Straight Outta Compton that day, if I remember correctly. And then that didn't work out for whatever reason.
No, but that's why I was like, all right, fuck it. Let's go see one of the bad movies that you're having a bad, like, hard time finding people for. But
apparently I learned that technique works for you, because that's how I got to see 50 Shades of Black, too.
You're onto his strategy now.
To be fair, neither one of those are intentional, but they might be the next time. So, it's like, oh man, I'm having such a hard time with this Muha. If only somebody would help me out. It's okay, buddy. We got The Witch in a couple weeks. We'll take.
I'm just remembering Balls Deep. Like, the jokes. Awful.
In one of the first sequences of the movie, I loved how Deadpool was just happily skipping towards towards Ajax.
Ryan Reynolds is having the time of his goddamn life.
He was born to play
I agree.
This role. I absolutely love him in this.
See, Ryan Reynolds not only has that ridiculously charming, like, devil-may-care personality, yes. I have loved Ryan Reynolds forever. Everything I fucking see in him is amazing. All the way from Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place, all right? Yeah.
Okay.
All the way back to that.
Did you see Selfless?
Not yet.
That movie kind of sucked.
Yeah, it looked like it.
Ben
Kingsley has a really weird variety between really amazing movies and, oh my god, how did you get paid for this?
Yeah.
I really liked him in Woman in Gold last year. That was a good movie.
Green Lantern fucking sucked.
Yeah. Well, anyway, like but he's not only is he that charming, but the fact is that he worked so hard to get this movie made.
Yeah.
Personally, because he personally loves the character so much, and you can see it, you can feel it, and the glee that he just embodies playing the character is perfect for the character. It comes through. Well, it's like he just has so much fun doing it.
Well, it's like there's a great comparison interview I saw between Ben Affleck as Batman and Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, and like Ben Affleck's like, yeah, I want to take the suit, but they said they can only take it home if I like bought it for like about $100,000. Like, no, it's okay, I can leave the suit here. Ryan Reynolds like, no, I have a fucking suit. Yeah, no, I just took one. I worked 10 years on this fucking movie. I'm taking a goddamn suit.
And then he wore it out for Halloween and trolled some kids. Dressed as the X-Men. Have you seen that video?
No, I haven't. I have to look that up.
You need to. It's fantastic. It really is Ryan Reynolds just being Deadpool to a bunch of little kids dressed as like Little Storm and Little Wolverine and like. And he trolls them with like meta jokes that they have no idea about. Tiny. But
one of the kids said he's kind of an asshole. But anywho, so no, like I agree. Like even like the best part, the way the CGI works in this movie, aside from like more overt sections, the way they use it to like get Deadpool's expressions down to a T is so perfect and is so encapsulates the character so damn well. Like even just the moment when like he turns around, realizes Ajax is gone, he just goes, just the eyes get super wide and shit. Like it's like, okay, that's meme bait, but god damn it, it's adorable.
Oh man.
Like even have like almost like the anime-esque like sound effects playing in the background.
I feel like this performance could be a prime example for stage movement and body language in acting. It's a wonderful showcase for it.
I mean, like, for me, since I'm so familiar with the 90s Joe Kelly run of Deadpool, I kind of have to talk about how it compares to the comic book, because there's so many influences from that run that's in this movie that it's impossible not to see. Like, Blind Al and Weasel are directly taken from the Joe Kelly run. They were created during that run, so is Ajax.
I'm just going to sit back for the lesson here.
Oh, by the way, yeah, let me see. By the way, I saw it on IMAX, and I don't know if you got this cool little sexy poster that I got, and if you don't, you should be jealous, because it's kind of
I am jealous.
So, haha, sorry, I had to show that off. Anywho, so yeah, so in the comic books, I was honestly the one disappointing thing I saw in this movie, if there wasn't enough Blind Al and Weasel. And even though I hate T.J. Miller with a burning passion.
I love T.J. Miller.
I can't stand him.
I love that guy.
I can't stand him. Even though he was fine as Weasel. I liked him in this movie. But
he's the lovable jerk.
Was he the bartender?
Yeah, he was the bartender.
Oh, okay.
His name in the movie. They don't overtly say it, but you can see him written on the billboard, on the little chalkboard.
Yeah.
On the Deadpool.
Yeah, on the Deadpool. That's a minor tweak from the comics. There was a Deadpool in the comics, but that was when the actual like superhero program, when they were betting on which failed experiment was going to die next.
How did he get his name in the comics?
The same method, except it wasn't a bar. It was at the actual facility where he got his powers.
Oh, okay.
Except at that point, it was deemed a failed experiment. So the Deadpool was to determine which one was going to die next. And that was before he got in a fight with Ajax and everything blew to hell. Anywho.
Interesting way to shoehorn that into a bar.
Yeah, I know. Well, to be fair, there was also a mercenary bar in the comics too.
Yeah.
So
can we take a moment to appreciate the pro-gun moment in the movie? Awesome. That was great.
Yes.
When Ajax and Superwoman just come.
Yeah,
to the bar,
when they come in and she just grabs him by the neck and everyone just.
Like, not so fast, motherfucker.
This is not where this is an open carry bar, lady. You don't want to do that. Like, that was fucking great.
That was great.
But anyway, back to the comic book lesson I'm going to give you. So in the comics, Blind Al is a huge part of the series. Blind Al is like, actually in the comic books, I don't know if they might do this for the sequel. I don't know yet, but Blind Al is a prisoner in the comics. Like he just kind of kidnapped her one day, and then they kind of just ended up becoming roommates. It was just that kind of thing, and they fuck with each other all the damn time. Like, is there time like? The only time, like, they have fun fucking with each other. The only part that Deadpool ever really gets mad at Blind Al is when he starts acting super polite and does, like, all his laundry and shit. Like, there's even a part where, like, she's acting nice just to piss him off. And, like, he isn't, like, damn it, be mad! Why aren't you more mad at me? Like, why won't you fuck with me? And stuff like that. And she's like, here's your folded laundry, master. And he goes, you evil bitch. Or something like that. It's really great, but it's also, but, like, actually, the interesting aspect in the comic book that's not in the movie is the fact that Deadpool is insanely territorial about where he is. Like, he's very private where he lives. Like, Weasel doesn't even get in there until, like, halfway through the run. And when he does and Deadpool finds out, oh my god, it gets... Honestly, Deadpool at his worst is a, quite frankly, terrifying character.
Well, I would bet, yeah.
Yeah. Because, like, even then they show, like, just how kind of, like, the dark side of the character. He's trying to be a hero, but they show him that he had this horrible torture room contraption made specifically for Blind Al, because she was blind, so she had to feel around and make sure they made every death trap that was in there. It's insanely fucked up. But at the same time, there's still an arc of redemption that this character has in this movie, too. And, like, so there's a great, like, dark side and of humor that goes with this character, too. It's honestly, like, one of the most complex characters in Marvel, in my opinion. When he's not just played up for memes and laughs.
Or because, hey, he kills everyone, lol.
Yeah, pretty much.
A friend of mine told me that at one point in one of the storylines, the character, quote-unquote, killed the writers, and his story stopped, and then he threatened to kill the readers.
So that's the end of that comic that I'm talking about.
To kill... Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. The one I read did have a dream sequence where, like, after a new writer took over, Deadpool's all pissed off, and, like, he's in a... Because apparently he wasn't a very good writer at the time, and apparently the writer just was really self-aware about it. Because he got stuck in the camp with all the other characters he's apparently ruined. And Deadpool finds himself throwing a bag, into, like, this quicksand pit that said everything that made this book good. But no, like I said, even then, like, there's a great heart to the character, and there's a great complexity character, and Blind Al in the comic books actually is like a very motherly figure in the comic books. So I was a little sad she didn't get more to do here. But that being said, I still really like the person they got to write this, to play her. I thought she was perfect for the role. But I think it's more or less the end of the lesson in terms of Ajax and Blind Al and Weasel. I'm willing to bet. I'm dying to see what they do with the sequel now. That they have all the establishing shit done. They got the Origin stuff out of the way. The Origin stuff, probably a little too much Origin stuff, but did get the more of the darker side.
Yeah, I did. I mean, I did enjoy the way that the story was told, but at the same time, by the time they got done with the opening fight sequence, you were almost an hour and a half into the movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
And using the opening fight to frame the backstory was kind of an interesting tactic, because I feel like they used it as an excuse to have less action.
Yeah, I kind of felt that budget reasons, I'm sure.
But then again, if it's the opening and they're trying to establish the character, then it's almost like Batman Begins in the sense that, you know, there's going to be this long, slower portion.
I mean, I understand it's a necessity, but they probably could have cut some shit out, but at the same time, I understand why it's there.
No, absolutely. It fits for what the movie is trying to do.
I mean, like...
It was well edited.
Yeah, no, it's very well.
No, it worked well enough. I mean, like, even then, like, the... Ryan Reynolds and I forget the actress's name. They had great chemistry together.
She played Inara in Firefly.
I know she is.
Miranda Baccarin.
I just know, like, they had great chemistry together, and their interactions were honestly a lot of fun to watch.
She's a fantastic actress.
She is.
Yes.
You believe everything on her face. Like, you feel it.
Even that dumb V show she was in for a while.
Yeah, just... It's so good to see her in something again.
I know, right?
Yes.
Because the thing is that you like when she sees his movie, when she sees his face at the end of the movie, like just the look on her face when she's like, and here's the fucked up thing. It is a love story. It does have those beats.
Yeah,
that's my sappy side coming out. Like that right there. You do get that. That moment where Valentine's Day.
And this is me being the nerdy comic book guy. She's actually not this prolific in the comic books. Like, the part where he leaves her when he realizes he's gonna die and he's going to super program, that's like it. She's gone.
Shut up, Michael, let me have this! No. I want to see Miranda Baccarin smile!
I'm saying they're glad they kept her in. Like, I'm glad they changed that, because they work really well together.
Yeah,
and like, the humor they have together is fucking fantastic.
And the fact that she wasn't just, like, some stupid, helpless, like, she actually, when she had an out from her predicament at the end, she pushed out and stabbed the motherfucker! Like, yeah!
Badass.
And not to mention, she knows how to celebrate International Women's Day.
Calendar Girl.
That was brilliant. Brilliant.
The song playing in the background of that love montage was a song called Calendar Girl.
Kind of a brilliant way to frame that scene.
Yes.
Oh wow! But,
no.
Just like the writing, the writing was perfect for the characters and the actors, and
absolutely.
I don't know how much. About this.
I mean, like, if you're not, this is definitely like for the fans kind of movie though. So like,
absolutely.
If you don't like the character, I don't think this is gonna really change your mind. Because honestly, my parents went to go see this last weekend, and that's because I had opinion too. Is like my dad really liked it, my mother not so much. So
I'm guessing your father can appreciate a good fart joke.
Yes, he can.
That's honestly that should be your litmus test. Can you laugh at a good not any fart joke? No, we're not just like, and someone can't just go, but like it's not a like. There is an art to a fart joke, isn't there?
There is actually truth to that. Yeah,
there is an art to good, gross like body humor.
Timing.
And I mean, again, I'm going to touch back on this for like forever as we review movies, but the whole throwback to the classic slapstick style, the physical humor, it's
this is how you do slapstick, right?
Yeah,
yes.
This was really violent slapstick. Like, that was what I was thinking. The scene where he's hitting Colossus.
I was just gonna bring that up.
Breaking
that
all
part
of
made
his
me laugh my ass off.
Just the fact that he kept hitting him and the way that he talked about it, it was classic slapstick style.
Yes,
brilliant.
Just flopping around.
And that's the thing. It carries it. The timing is perfect. The hashtag drive-by. The timing is perfect. The tone is perfect. They don't they don't stick on a note too long. The joke about him getting shot up the ass. Like,
up Main Street.
They do the one main acknowledgement of it, and then they bring it up a couple more times throughout. And even when like on one of the slow motion freeze spin around, there's a focus on it with the hole right at the butt. And it doesn't beat it to death, but it does just poke at it just enough to keep you laughing.
Like
at it.
even just the smaller ongoing jokes. Like, and it just this feels like they researched the shit out of the character.
Or it was made by people who love the character.
Yeah, like both. Like again, it feels like such a great love letter because even the part where like they're doing like the 12 bullets thing, it's like that feels like something I would read straight out of the goddamn comics.
Yeah. Oh, I really liked how they did the voices.
You mean for like the Deadpool's voice?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like again, perfect. Like it's exactly
it's like the way that he's mumbling to himself, but he does so in the different tones. It's in a way that, like, if you're just watching the movie, you're like, oh, he's just he's saying like something weird off to the side. It's funny, but it works perfectly in respect to the different voices that he has in the comics with the like the different voice boxes.
That's true. That's true. Although that was more of an invention of the more newer millennial.
Okay, then Deadpool. I definitely saw one of the more recent ones.
Yeah, the stuff with that, they didn't have that in the older stuff.
Okay, but yeah, I thought it was well integrated.
No, like even then, like I kind of piggyback off that is like I honestly I can't think of an actor more perfect for a role since like Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man. Like that, like ever since I read Iron Man, after that,
I just want them to meet.
Right?
if we can get all this fucking copyright bullshit out of the way.
Yeah, I know. If Spider-Man could be in Civil War, why not Deadpool?
Let Disney buy the X-Men. Just let it happen.
Fox will never let them.
Fuck off, Fox. Oh man.
No, we gotta fuck up more other X-Men movies.
Anyway,
what was I gonna say? Where was I going with this? Oh yeah.
The worst of that's over, at least.
I hope so. But I don't know. Like I kind of with James Gunn on this one. Like I'm hoping they take the right lessons from this movie, but it's entirely possible like get the entirely other wrong lessons from this movie. Well, like we like this movie
who learns lessons?
The studio. Because like they can learn like what we got. I was like, okay, the character's really fun. They got the characters perfectly, and it's just really fun and really entertaining. What they were good at, it's like, oh, but they like crude R-rated superhero movies. We gotta make more crude R-rated superhero movies. Whether or not that's right for the characters, irrelevant.
Well, but the thing was that this was also very, very applicable to the character. It was made by people who loved it.
Yes,
true. And again, that's the problem though. Like I don't think studios get that. That's why we're getting a Hot Wheels movie because the Lego movie was success.
That's bizarre. Yeah, but let's appreciate the fact that both Ryan Reynolds and this director, this is his debut feature, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Well done.
And it's fantastically directed.
It is.
And he's going to be directing the sequel as well. So at least we have the right people in charge of this.
No, like I think Deadpool 2 is going to be fine.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about that.
Also, Suicide Squad is coming.
Hopefully that won't suck.
And as it comes closer, it just looks better and better to me.
I'm optimistic, but I'm
never had a problem with David Ayer. Never had a problem with David Ayer, ever. Ever.
Let's see him.
Training Day, Harsh Times, End of Watch, Street Kings, Fury.
Okay. Yeah.
He's a good fucking director.
But I don't know. I'm cautiously optimistic about anything.
Yeah, you have to be a little cautious about WB stuff. But personally, I think that he's at least going to do something interesting with it.
I hope so.
But when we're talking about R-rated movies, about that, I also heard one of the things that's in the works right now. Todd McFarlane.
So yeah, I heard he's turning a new script for Spawn.
That's
an R-rated movie I want to work because goddamn, these Spawn movies sucked.
Oh my god!
One of the worst movies, if not the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. My dad took me to see it. And
have you not been on these reviews?
And I have, but it's one of the worst movies I remember seeing from my youth, and it was so
I remember watching.
You should watch it again because it's not nearly as bad as you think it was.
I remember watching it as a kid on TV, and I watched it purely out of fascination because I was like, man, the decisions that are made here are baffling.
It's about as good as the Super Mario Brothers movie.
That's not saying much.
No, I know, but at the same time, it's not unbearable. At least we've had movies where we're sitting there like
Exodus.
Big Wedding.
That's right. I forgot about that one. Oh my god, I forgot about that one.
That was the one that
what wedding?
You broke me on.
The Big Wedding. I think
Big Wedding.
It was like a terrible rom-com with Katherine Heigl and Robert De Niro.
Was it 3 hours long?
Close. It felt like it.
It definitely felt like it.
I know. The only
Exodus felt like 5 hours.
The only line I remember from the Big Wedding was Katherine Heigl going, "Oh, jeez, who do you got to lynch to get a drink around here?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, they were
that got a genuine reaction out of me. Wow.
But anyway, back to Deadpool. Back to good happy memories.
Yes.
Katherine Heigl, the woman who denounced and slandered the entire
only good movie she was in.
The entire Apatow crew that she worked with buddy for months and months. Way to go, bitch.
Yes.
But anyway, Deadpool. I mean, like, there's only so many things we can say more praises about without just talking about specific moments that we liked.
I loved how eclectic the soundtrack was.
The soundtrack was perfect.
Really good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lots of 90s hip-hop.
Yes.
And 2000s hip-hop.
I mean, like sorry, keep going. I mean, like, I was thinking about, like, why do I like this movie more than Guardians of the Galaxy? Because, objectively, Guardians of the Galaxy is a more creative movie.
And a more fun movie.
And a more... I had more fun with this movie.
It has a more of a... this movie's funnier, but I think that movie has more of an adventure fun feel.
That's true, that's true.
You go more places, it's got that crazy sci-fi aspect to it. The ending, like... That last triumphant ending where they all join hands and like...
it's a more layered story.
Well, it's like, I think what I liked about this movie in comparison, maybe more than Guardians of the Galaxy, is the fact that, one, it's a simpler story. It's not about a guy who's got to save the world.
It's a love story.
It's a love story. He's not trying to do the right thing, necessarily. He's just trying to do what he wants, basically. And that's honestly kind of a nice change of pace. Instead of Kumbaya, we're all here to save the world kind of thing. We've just seen a lot of Marvel movies. This one's like, no, I want to kill this motherfucker and I want to save the girl.
And honestly, I think that this wouldn't, have been as viable as it became if it wasn't for Daredevil.
Explain.
Violent.
Okay. I think
remember the thing about Daredevil when it hit Netflix was the fact that
the Daredevil series. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Jesus.
I was confused for a second.
That doesn't exist.
You want to talk about an amazing soundtrack? Let's talk about the Daredevil soundtrack.
Are we done? But Batman soundtrack with Prince. Have you seen that music video?
I made a long time ago.
Oh God. Anyway, it was so bad. I saw it recently. But yeah, the fact that Daredevil made it so viable for a dark, gritty, violent comic book character, especially a Marvel character. The fact that they took that and made something where the car door kill
like pops a person's head like a zit,
I wouldn't say like a zit, more like he just smashes it into a mush.
That too.
The zit popping is the one from Game of Thrones.
Fair enough.
But I still remember killing that was really shocking to me, even with all the shit that I've seen, which was when the dude finally gives away Kingpin's name.
I was thinking about that one. Yeah.
And he just walks over the fence and jams his face onto a spike that's like, that kind of stuff. That you didn't really have that accepted in superhero movies or superhero things in general in the film respect for a very long time.
Well, I mean,
and you can thank the Batman movies for taking it darker in the first place.
Yes.
But then this whole thing, I still think that we may have run into more resistance with the studios marketing this the way they did, or even with the amount of violence that we did get in the movie. I feel like it might have been given a bit more lenience because they saw something like Daredevil could be so successful.
Maybe.
And the public is now at the point, because the people who've been reading comic books their whole lives, when comic books got to like that weird, dark, gritty shit, now these people are all grown up. I mean, I know comics have been around for decades and decades, but like the weird era that started in the 80s where you had things like Watchmen and
like V for Vendetta or
God, what was it? The Dark Knight?
Dark Knight Rises. Dark Knight Returns.
Dark Knight Returns. Yeah. Just things like that. And those darker stories, and especially the 90s where Spawn came along and then everybody wanted to be like Spawn, so like Captain America's shield had to drink blood or something. Like, it was...
Hey,
like,
Spawn had an awesome TV series.
I'm not kidding either. Like, that...
Wait, I agree. I don't know if Captain America's shield ever drank blood, not in any continuity.
I don't know about drank, but like...
I heard Cap was a vampire at one point.
That wouldn't shock me.
That's horrible. But yeah, like all those different things, I feel like they've led to the point where we now have, especially considering like all the violence that we're acclimated to in our entertainment these days.
Yeah.
And that's just been slowly escalating. I feel like it's led to a point where we couldn't have had this Deadpool movie before now.
Yeah, like
we couldn't have had this movie 2 years ago.
That's why it took 10 fucking years to make.
Yeah. And they waited until they could. They fought those battles. Like, remember that mom who tried to petition?
Yeah. I don't know if this actually was from the Deadpool account, but I saw a Twitter response to that was, "Dear little 8-year-old boy who wants to see my movie. No, you can't see my movie. It's for grown-ups. By the way, your mom's a whore."
Fuck you. Love Deadpool.
But, like, no, kind of piggybacking off that, though, two things I want to point out. First off, like, I think there's been a lot of bitching and moaning I've heard lately about superhero fatigue, which I think is kind of bullshit.
People just getting tired of superheroes?
Like superhero movies, because we see a lot of them all the time nowadays. But the problem is, like, I think kind of what you were saying is, like, superhero movies are evolving, though. They're not just staying stagnant. It's not just the same thing over and over again. Even like Ant-Man, for example, like, bringing something at least somewhat new to the table. But, like, for example, like, kind of like you were saying, Daredevil pushed the kind of limits we can get away with, like, superhero TV shows. And Jessica Jones is by far the ballsiest superhero project I have ever seen.
The fact that they even picked her to make the adaptation out of it blows my mind.
And the way they went about that was like, my God, this is like the riskiest. This could have fucked them over in so many ways.
Yeah. It could have pushed so many buttons.
Like, if they did one thing wrong or inaccurate in any way, sense, or form, this could have backfired in a horrible way. But they didn't. It's a fantastic series.
I'm almost
recognized and championed for it.
Done with it. I'm a few episodes away from finishing it. So.
It's a great show. But anyway, but like, and kind of back to this one, like, kind of, you're right though. It's like this, like, even with Watchmen, I tried to push the envelope up, like, a few years ago, did not succeed nearly as well as this did. Cause maybe like
I was actually honestly just a couple weeks ago I was thinking about, I wonder if they could remake Watchmen now. Because that would be cool.
That would be cool.
Can we just have a 5-hour-long Watchmen movie with both Minutemen storylines in their entirety and all the actual violence and grit and social depth that the original book had? Like, let's make a miniseries out of it. HBO,
Netflix,
make a freaking 6-episode miniseries for that. Let's just make it happen. It would be great. Just tell the whole story properly. It would be epic. It would be like, and you remember when the Sci-Fi Channel remade Dune?
Barely.
Yeah, it was a good adaptation. It's not quite the David Lynch version, but they were actually able to get the full length they wanted to by just having it be a miniseries.
Yeah, it's a smart way to do it.
Yeah, so it's great.
But anyway, like, kind of off that, like, but on the other side of that spectrum, I feel like some people are taking it almost too seriously. Like, I saw some stupid article on BuzzFeed.
Yeah.
That was, like, I said, like, just because Deadpool points out superhero fatigue doesn't mean it does anything to change it. It's just another boring superhero movie. It's like, oh, fuck off.
It is far from boring.
Okay, let's now that it's out, I think we've proven the fact that people don't have superhero fatigue. People wanted to see this movie. People don't have superhero fatigue. People have fatigue of lazy storytelling and shitty writing and lazy scripts and plots. They want something new and interesting. And I mean, even if you do something with a, relatively lazy script and plot like Ant-Man, it's actually, if you do it well enough, you can take a basic concept
go see it.
and you can do it really well.
And like I said close to the top of this review, this movie is entertaining as fuck.
It is entertaining as fuck. I had a goddamn good time watching it. I'd like to go see it again. But
here's the thing. If you want to talk about good versus bad superhero movies, everyone has their own opinion, but not everything clicks for everybody. I feel like there's a certain thing with a lot of superhero movies where, of course, there's going to be a bunch of people who love the characters so much that they're going to love the movie regardless. Yeah. Right?
This was actually my full-on initiation to the character.
Yes. But I'm talking about just movies in general.
Yes.
So when they go into the different superhero movies, a lot of people already love the characters, so they just love to see that character do stuff that's matches up enough with what they want. Yeah. Versus your average moviegoer, who may go and see the Avengers and think, oh, this is fucking cool, and then may go and see, a bunch of other things and be like, these are all kind of meh. Personally, I didn't like the first Captain America movie. I really thought it sucked. I didn't think it was, like, okay. I thought it sucked.
Fair enough.
I like, if you look at it from an actual filmmaking perspective, it's like an amateurish Disney movie. And and it didn't vibe with me. It was boring, and other people can disagree. That's fine. I'm not going to judge you for it. It just didn't click for me.
Fair.
And my big thing with that is there's certain people who, when they go see these things, they don't see it from the perspective of, oh, cool, superheroes, they have different powers, and that's what makes it interesting. They want that human side. They want what makes it complex. It's part of why I really loved X-Men so much. Like, the first 2 movies, they actually started to dig into the social complexities of that.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're coming up to a point, especially with the current civil rights movements happening through, like, just society is on fire right now with activism. So with those things, when we're talking about using superhero stories to plumb philosophical ideas and explore those, we've gone past the character intros. Now we're getting to Civil War, where you really start talking about things like privacy and the idea of hiding behind a mask.
Well, like Captain America 2 did that a little bit too. With,
I know, but the fact that Civil War is coming, that whole plot line in general, that's massive. That has potential to be such a huge, crazy thing, and if they do it right across enough movies and get enough of the storyline in there, you could tackle a lot of really interesting political concepts.
Well, like, that's why I like Jessica Jones so much too, is because it does tackle a very intense and difficult, complex issue.
The way they filmed PTSD symptoms was jarring.
Oh yeah,
I didn't like it wasn't that kind of thing, but that really does.
Well, like,
the idea of triggers, the idea of like just something out of nowhere just jabbing you, and suddenly it's like they're by your ear, just like, whispering. And
even like some of the language they use in the show too is just absolutely shocking to me. Like like when they said like "you raped me" in that show, it's like, Jesus, this is a comic book show. Calm down. I was like so like the fact that we can do that now, it's done well and it's done justly. Is showing that the superhero genre is growing. That being said, Deadpool, not the most mature movie in the world. We are talking about fart dick jokes and masturbation jokes at the wazoo.
Well, I mean, because when we get into a discussion about the overall superhero genre, we're going to touch upon things like that. Because to me, superhero stuff is at its best when it's getting into the deeper ideas of philosophy and life,
or at least
and
get
morality.
in touch with the characters.
Because a lot of superheroes, the whole concept of them centers around the idea of, you know, does this character kill, and when? What do they consider justified murder? You know, how far are they willing to go to accomplish their goals? And
sorry, I had something to say.
Well, I was just going to say that in the case of Deadpool, there are philosophical issues in it, but it's not the most socially conscious comic book film you will see, and it doesn't pretend to be.
No. I'm like, no, you're right. Like, even then, like, so the parts in the 90s comic books that where Deadpool was at his best was honestly when they were taking like a more serious turn. I mean, like, my first really was like, wow, this is deeper character than I expected kind of moment. Was a part where he kind of meets the man who created the formula that created Deadpool and basically ruined his life, and he plans on killing him, but one of the X-Men women, like, not Colossus, although they kind of make that joke in this movie. There was another one named Banshee was when they had it was when they had in there, and basically stops from doing that, but he refuses to kill her while she's in the room because he doesn't want her to see her like that. And turns this big, huge, ugly confrontation. It's actually really well written. But shit like that, so it's like the character is at his best when they're showing that, again, like you said, it's human side. And like that's all I want to see if they do with the sequel. Like, because obviously, like, now we got the intro away, we got the origin story out of the way. It's like now we have time to really delve into this character. And the people behind the show that they know what they're doing with this character, which makes it like, okay, how far are we willing to take this? That's what I want to see what they do with the second one. And if you got Cable in there, it's gonna be good.
Which, hopefully, since it broke records in its opening weekend, hopefully the sequel's been greenlit.
Yeah, it's already been greenlit.
Oh yeah, no, it's on its way. It's already.
They greenlit it before the movie came out. They had huge projections for this movie. In which I'm sure Ryan Reynolds just walked around the always going, ha ha ha.
Dude,
ha, ha.
The buzz was insane.
Oh yes.
And it meets it.
Oh, it does.
And I know
it lives up to the hype.
There are going to be people who, you know, have whatever problems with it, but they're the minority in a very big way. So
a lot of people love this movie. Like, and if you don't, if like this character doesn't click with you, I get it. Like, if it doesn't work with you, it doesn't work for you. But that being said, like, for fans of Deadpool or people who already like this kind of character, yeah, you're gonna love this movie.
I've never read any of the comic books. The more that I heard about this character, the more that I wanted to see this movie, and I had a blast both times I saw it. I saw it twice in its opening weekend.
I want to see it again, but it's more just, oh man, I gotta see so many movies. I don't know if I can like financially take that risk.
And on the off chance that you haven't seen it yet, there is an after credit scene.
Yes.
And it is fun.
It is good, yes.
See how many people get the Ferris Bueller's Day Off reference.
Yeah, right? That was brilliant.
Like, I kind of thought they were going to do something like that. I was like, okay, what's a very Deadpool Ferris Bueller?
Yeah.
And that's exactly what you got.
That's another thing that's interesting about it, is that a lot of the jokes are intentionally dated.
Yes.
Oh, there's some topical jokes in there.
There are some, but many of the jokes that they make are like almost like they specifically made it so that younger people will not get them.
Like, have you seen 127 Hours? No, I haven't, 13-year-old boy.
Or what about oh shoot, what was it? When he calls the girl, oh, look, from Ripley, Ripley from Alien 3. And she's like, wow, you're old. She's like, haha, fake laugh, real pain. Yeah, that shit, that was way too layered of a moment for me. And the movie does that so well.
Yes.
The moments where it makes you part of the joke and then disses you at the same time. It's
Or
like,
like, even like some great, like, I think my favorite fourth wall jokes was like a throwaway line where he goes, like, Colossus, like, we'll take you to see the professor. He goes, oh, McAvoy or Stewart?
yes! That was amazing! McAvoy or Stewart, these timelines are confusing.
Yes.
Man. Yes. Alright, so.
Yeah, I loved it. I think we all did.
Yeah. I mean, we all saw different trailers, so I can't really say, like, who got what. But do you guys get the trailer for Hardcore Henry?
Yes.
Yes!
Okay.
I can't wait!
I have little idea what this movie is about.
It's first-person crank!
But
that's it! That's all you need to know!
So should I just go ahead and sign you up for that movie now?
Yeah!
Props to the music supervisor for picking that Queen song for that sequence of the Hardcore Henry trailer, and also that sounds like it could be a porn title if it isn't already.
Hardcore Henry.
Yeah. That's part of the hamminess of 80s action movie style, like
it does look like it's going for that. What was that stupid one with the ninja and Hitler and a dinosaur involved?
Iron Sky.
And then it was like a half-hour movie that went on Netflix.
Kung Fury.
Kung Fury. That was it. It looks like it's kind of going for that kind of vibe. I mean, I think it started out as an internet video that happened to have the guy from District 9 in it, because that's how I saw this first. As like it was a 9-minute video on YouTube, and they decided.
This is actually from those guys.
I think so, because it has.
Because I remember seeing it's the time travel thing, right?
It wasn't a time travel thing. Like the scene from the video I'm talking about was in this trailer, so I know it's the same thing.
Oh, okay, then.
But it has like the guy from District 9 in it. I guess it's kind of like his YouTube video. I guess I liked it so much I sold the movie rights or something. But either way,
did either of you get the X-Men Apocalypse trailer?
No,
I've seen that one a lot though.
Okay,
I'm optimistic about it. I think it's gonna be good.
No,
I'm optimistic. I like Bryan Singer. I think he's a good director despite his missteps.
Yeah,
Superman.
The other trailer I remember getting is the Brothers Grimsby.
Yes.
Why are you looking forward to that? It looks so bad.
Yes.
Why?
I love it. It looks great.
Why?
It looks so incredibly aggressively terrible. I love it. I think I'm gonna like it the way that I like The Dictator. The Dictator is fantastic. Is
it going to be your Jupiter Ascending of 2016?
Probably not.
No, it's a different kind of thing.
Okay.
I'm just saying, when you, like... No, never mind. I'm not going to go into a rant defending The Dictator. It's just so good.
Did you guys get Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates?
No.
Okay, that one was just me. That one looks like... I don't know, it has that girl from Parks and Recreation who's just so weird, I kind of like her.
Aubrey Plaza?
Yeah, her.
Yeah.
Has like her with Anna Kendrick.
Okay.
I love her.
I love both of them. Yeah. That's
how about the new Batman vs Superman trailer?
Didn't see that.
The newest one.
No.
No.
You guys watch it online?
No.
It's actually like much better than the last trailer.
I'm avoiding it. I want to see it fresh.
I'm trying to avoid the trailers.
I've been cautiously. Oh, sorry.
That was it.
I've been cautiously optimistic about this movie.
The last trailer did not fill me with a lot of hope. The new trailer doesn't necessarily dissuade any of my fears, but it makes it look 10 times better.
I've been cautiously optimistic about this movie since it was announced. Emphasis on caution.
I am honestly anticipating a train wreck, but I'm hoping to be surprised.
I'm anticipating something at least on par with Man of Steel.
I mean, like...
Which I enjoyed.
I mean, like, the action looks great. Like, that's the one thing I know it's going to be good no matter what. It's like,
Aren't they saying that it's going to be Doomsday or something?
Yeah. Yeah, they showed that in the last trailer. Like, I think someone pointed out, I was like, it looks like, honestly, the new trailer looks like it has so much more of a fun vibe to it and, like, not taking itself as seriously. It looks like it fired the previous marketing people and hired somebody else.
I wonder why they may have done that.
I know, right?
Maybe because the sad Batman meme.
No, like,
darkness.
No, like this.
Darkness. No parents. Really rich. Slightly makes it better.
These are my dogs. Listen to them bark.
Best casting choice.
I know.
Of all time.
Still my favorite Batman of the past few years.
Yeah. Anyway.
But no, this one, like, actually saw some action as Ben Affleck as Batman, and it honestly looks fantastic.
Alright.
Like, if they put the fighting system from the Arkham series into a movie, it would look like this. And it looks really fucking good. So nothing else, that's gonna be good.
Yeah.
And hopefully the rest of the movie won't be terrible. But yeah, then that's just other shit. Hardcore Henry is the only one really worth mentioning. So...
Cannot wait.
You guys got any final thoughts for Deadpool?
See it if you haven't already. It's fucking awesome.
It's fun. Do you want to have fun? Do you want to laugh? Do you want some really cool action sequences that are funny at the same time? Like, go see it. It's fun. It's funny. And, you know, fart jokes.
And read the opening credits.
Butt jokes.
And little tiny hand masturbation jokes.
Oh my god, that was the best.
I bet it's so much bigger now.
It feels so huge in this hand. Go. Just the way he ushers her away is amazing.
And
just like, leave now, I must touch myself.
And the way that he was caressing her face with his baby
hands.
Oh, man.
Oh, I love it.
I think we're already kind of seeing repercussions now since Wolverine 3 is targeting an R rating.
Yeah!
That'd be nice to see finally.
R ratings everywhere. Let's make superhero movies an adult thing.
X-Force!
Until parents realize that they shouldn't do this. God, if they bring X-Force back and they make it as gory as it's meant to be. Oh.
I think that, like, Ryan Reynolds says that's going to be, like, his next main project is
glory,
X-Force.
Glory. Just, X-Force needs to be...
Oh, yeah.
Disturbingly violent.
Yes.
Yeah, that is, it needs that.
You know, that'd be a good place to introduce X-23. Get her in the movies now.
There's so many possibilities. Anyway, so
we're good. I think that's all we got. So later this week, I guess he's Zoolander 2, and
I'll be down for that.
Yeah, and no Grant's in it for sure. So if you're worst case, I'll get him to do it, and then I'm gonna try to talk Emerus into seeing How to Be Single.
Have fun.
Which I feel really bad because I had to say she couldn't come to this review because she had to do something else at noon today.
I don't think How to Be Single will be awful. I think it will be like a girl buddy movie, and I think that's something that the market needs more of these days.
We'll see. It's not doing terrible.
It's girls being friends, not girls tearing each other down for competing for bullshit. It's them supporting each other and like going out and trying to like, hey, get a good hot guy.
It just happens to have Reba Wilson. I know I said that just to piss you off. Rebel Wilson.
If you want to pronounce rebel spelled clearly rebel, Reba, like Reba McEntire, then that's you to keep looking like an idiot, buddy. But yeah, I think it's good for its audience. I don't think it'll be terrible.
I hope it's not doing the worst on Rotten. It's like 48%.
You've seen worse.
It's true.
According to Rotten Tomatoes, Zoolander's worse.
I know.
So
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
It's all about perspective.
Oh man,
I think it's just gonna be middling.
Benedict Cumberbatch's character alone makes me hurt a little bit inside.
Yeah. All right.
So thank you guys for watching. See you all later.
Bye.
Bye.